If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. You want to wake up some people around you about how this is all just a huge, elaborate plan. They're all in on it together. The narrative's the same. And guess what? So's the script. Well, you've seen the repetition that I've shown you, right? You guys all remember the newscasters all saying the same exact thing. The Sinclair group nonsense that went on, right? Showing you that, wow, they're all reading from the same script. Well, somebody put this together, and it's worth taking a look, because I was actually planning on putting this together, and I've been working on saving all these clips of all these commercials, and it's been kind of hard to do because you can't keep track of them. But if you put the TV on, every commercial is talking about one and togetherness, right? And I wanted to do this big montage, but thankfully it saved me time that somebody else did it. So a shout out to a channel which is not even a truth channel, apparently, even though their logo looks like they could be. But a shout out to the channel Microsoft Sam for putting these clips together to show you the repetition. Share this with your friends. You're going to want to see this multiple times because it is unbelievable.
When we first opened our doors,
Since 1926.
Since 1978.
For 60 years.
For 75 years.
For over 80 years.
In 90 years.
Over 100 years.
Nationwide has been on your side.
Restaurants have always been there for you.
Nissan has been with you through thick and thin.
We will do what we've always done.
Take care of people.
We're people.
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 People and family.
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 Family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Families are families.
Families.
Even now. Especially now.
Especially now.
Right now.
Now more than ever.
More than ever.
Today, more than ever.
today, more than ever.
In times like this.
At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
In these times of uncertainty.
During this time of great uncertainty.
During these uncertain times.
During these uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
Uncertain times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
This unprecedented moment in our history.
It's time of social distancing.
While things have slowed down.
As we turn more inside.
While the doors may be closed.
While the distance between us has gotten bigger.
The more we stay apart,
we still find ways to stay close, even when we're apart.
Even if we can't stand closer than 6 feet.
We can all stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
There's still ways to touch each other.
All without leaving the comfort and safety of your home.
Without leaving the safety of your home.
From home.
Home.
Your home.
At home. Home.
Home.
Home. Home. Home. Home.
Home. Home. That's the key.
Buick and GMC are here to help.
Con Edison is here to help.
Here to help.
Our teams are here.
We are here.
We're here.
We're here.
here for you.
Here for you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you. We'll be here for you.
Runnings is here for you.
We're still here for you.
We're with you. We're part of your community.
So you can trust us. You can count on us.
And we'll get through this. Together.
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 Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
And together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Yeah, there's nothing here to see, folks. Right? Same narrative, same script. Every company, Toyota, John Deere, Realtor.com, U-Haul, T-Mobile, Target, CarMax, Ad Council, Indeed, electric companies, Enterprise, energy companies, Hyatt. I mean, going through the list, Dunkin' Donuts, Samsung, Lexus, DoorDash, Nissan, Nationwide Insurance, Penske, Heineken, Budweiser, Hudson Bay, Remax, Real Estate, Google, MasterCard. I mean, what more do you need to know? Boy, I mean, I guess they all got together, right? They all got together, they got in the meeting room and they said, hey, we're going to need 200 seats. Oh, wait, they do all actually get together. I'm sorry. What am I thinking? I was thinking like there's this huge boardroom and all of the CEOs of marketing, or whatever you want to call them, directors of marketing of all these companies, they were like, we should all meet. But remember, we got to stay 6 feet apart. So I guess it's going to be like a football field type of stadium for all these companies to get together. And they're going to say, let's all write the same script and do it together instead of, even though we're paid to do our own marketing things, let's do it all together. And, no one, it'll be a positive message. There's no programming here. There's no repetition. There's no pattern because we all know that repetition is the key to mind control. But guess what? That did actually happen. Just not the way I'm saying it with social distancing in a stadium. Happened up at the Bohemian Grove. That's right. The Bohemian Grove. You remember that turd box up there where all the sodomites get together running around in their underwear, doing all sorts of erotic stuff with one another? And what do? Wow, it's all these celebrities, musicians, heads of corporations, heads of marketing, heads of media, and newscasters. All these people who have, this power to influence together. What could they be doing? They're just having a good time. They're just all invited there because they're all cool and we're not. Oh, but they have meetings there. What do they talk about? Well, they talk about how to socially engineer the masses. And that's how they create things like this. Because you turn the TV on, every commercial saying the same thing. And what's the programming? We can beat this together. Beat what together? There's nothing to beat. We're all in this together as one, right? What are the messages you see? And if you follow my channel, you'll say, oh, wow, yeah, you have been talking about this. And I've taken a lot of crap for it too, specifically talking about love. Because there's many Christian channels that have attacked me. They're like, he doesn't understand Christ's message of love and forgiveness and mercy. Yeah, I do. But do you understand that the Antichrist is coming to deceive? That Satan is a liar and a deceiver, and they're using love to deceive the masses, to reform this Tower of Babel, this one world order that they tried to create from the beginning to defy God, and that's why God scrambled the nations all up because of what they were trying to do, and they're trying to rebuild that. And what better thing to use than love to deceive Christians? Because they hear love and they're like, Jesus is love. And then they go, call for an uprising. It's too negative. I can't deal with that. I'm sorry if you don't have a spine, but at the same time, you don't have to deal with the stuff I deal with. But you ain't going to tell me what I'm going to talk about on my channel. Because this is how I live. I live to expose these scumbags because God gave me the spine and the backbone to do it. I'm not going to sit around singing Kumbaya and pretending that everything's wonderful in this world while I sit there and know in the back of my mind that crap's hitting the fan. Because all these people who sit there and they go, I don't want to think about that stuff. Things are great. I'm gonna do all these things and be independent of the government. You still use money at the end of the day. Okay? You still use money at the end of the day. And if you still use money at the end of the day, you're still a slave to the system. Unless you create your own currency or you're just someone who barters with people, guess what? You're still a slave to the system. This is repetition at its finest. This is what they do to control people. They all have the same message. And anyone who sits there and goes, well, and that's what's scary about this video. The guy put this together and I was like, wow, this is great. And then I read that he actually wasn't saying it was a conspiracy. Then I saw all his videos were just, he uploads a lot of commercials and stuff, which is fine. It's his channel, whoever you want. But I was like, wow. He actually did this, put this together, and doesn't realize that there's nothing here that makes you think conspiracy, that you actually just think that this is them doing betterment, work to better our society? I mean, you got to be joking me, right? If you were the head of marketing at Dunkin' Donuts, or let's say Starbucks, and the head of marketing at Dunkin' Donuts, you going to get together and make the same exact commercial? Isn't that your rival? Don't you? Oh, but because we're in such tough times, it's not about who makes more money, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, and who's getting whose coffee. Oh, right, because it's not about money. It's about the message and keeping us united as one. Okay, well then you go, okay, fine. Well, if that's what you're saying, okay, but why do we have to be united as one? What does that mean? That means we all have to come together. All right, that's another trigger in the commercial. Okay, all come together as one. And then love. Oh, boy. This isn't the new world order being formed in front of our eyes. Of course it is. And that's why I say share this video. Because if your friends and family don't see this and go, wow, that's a real pattern right there, that all these corporations have the same thing word for word, must be a coincidence. They all were, all the people who put the commercials together. And by the way, just in case you wonder, these commercials take a long time to put together, right? And so they take a long time. You don't whip up a commercial in a month if you're working at Nissan or Toyota. You whip it up like 8 months in advance. You edit it. You go over it and over. And every little detail, these people obsess over. Got to fit it into 30 seconds. Got to fit change the narrative here. Change the editing there. A lot of these commercials were out within 2 weeks of this becoming a pandemic. Within 2 weeks. And now every company has one, and you won't see any commercials that aren't talking about thanking the people on the front lines, right? Oh, thank you so much, people on the front lines. What will we do without you doing nothing except wrongfully telling people they have something that doesn't exist? Thank you. Please, give me a break. Planned. And this is a perfect example of how, because they all have the same message. And where, again, if you're new to this, where does this occur? The Bilderberg meetings, the Bohemian Grove, where all these people get together. No one's suspicious as to how and why. Because you know what they do there every summer? They plan what's going to happen years in advance, specifically within the year, because then they meet again. But they have a long-term goal. They talk about Agenda 2030. They talk about all this crap they're going to do to us. They talk about, okay, we're going to push climate control. We're going to push the trans nonsense and make sure we get kids to become trans. That way we could lower the age of what's legal, what's not, and we can do all this perverse stuff that we do in secret. We can do it in public. And we're going to push taking away free speech and ban YouTubers and ban anyone on the internet and shut down websites and all that. And we're going to take away people's rights to have bear arms. These are things we're going to do, right? And they go, okay, great, okay. And we're always going to push that narrative. And, okay, so when we create we're going to have a pandemic. It's finally going to be here. I'm sure they've been planning this for 10 years, at least 20 years, right? Because they've had the predictive programming. They've been predicting it longer than that, but saying that it was going to be this year, 2020, that it was going to happen, right? And they're like, okay, great. And this is going to be the narrative we're going to push. Every one of you marketing geniuses, because they're all there. You'd say, well, why is Conan O'Brien there? Why is Jimmy Fallon there? What are they doing there with the CEO of Coke? What does one and one have to do with each other? Aren't they funny men? And that's the CEO of Coca-Cola? And that's the CEO of Toyota? And that's the CEO of Fox? Why are they all there? What does Jay-Z have to do with this? Or Lance Bass? Or I don't think he's invited, but you know what I mean. Some of these musicians. What does Cardi B do? Oh, she's not allowed there. I think it's a boys only situation, if you know what I mean. No wonder it's right outside San Francisco. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. But nobody's suspicious of that and why they're all together. You think they're just like, oh, if you make $10 million a year, get together. Don't be suspicious, peasants out there. You're not cool enough to join our club. They're influencers and they dictate this stuff. Our lives are based on social engineering. Manipulating us, leading us, holding the carrot in front of our eyes that doesn't exist, because we're all, at the end of the day, rats in the wheel if we continue to believe the crap that they spew. And hopefully it's just a matter of time, because I've said it for 4 years. The older generations have kicked away. The Rockefeller finally went, Bush finally went, we're waiting on Kissinger. More and more of these people are going to go. The younger generations are so cocky. And I'm talking about their kids and their kids who are in positions of power. The Rothschild youth, right? Pushing climate change and all that crap. They're cocky because they're around a lot of these people and they go, wow, they're really dumb, but they're also cocky, right? This is a generation that's me. They've also grown up with the Instagram and the Facebook, even if they know what it's there for. They love the self-gratification. The other people, the older regime was patient and they waited and they continued to wait because they knew that they had to continue to engineer. They're getting sloppy now with stuff like this. And this should be enough to wake people up to say, okay, you know what? All these companies, I've learned basic business and any form of schooling or any just thought. Put thought into business. You start a company, your rivals, another tire company or car company, whatever, dealership, you pick the business, whatever you think in your head as I say that. And you're going to have the same thing word per word verbatim. You can't come up with your own thing and just go, hey, amid all this stuff that's going on, you know, or just have a commercial and say, hey, you know what? We're open. And not even mention it and just say, hey, we're open. You could still come down, get a car if you need one or, you know. No, it's just together, alone, stay home. We'll beat this. Thank you on the front lines. 1, 1, 1, love. Prepare yourself for the Antichrist because that's what they're doing to you. Unbelievable. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.